up in the sky. Look, it's captivating. It's energizing. It's Eliances Heroes. Eliances is the destination for entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, inventors, leaders, celebrities, and startups, where our heroes in business align. Now, here's your host flying in, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
You're just not going to believe the heroes that we have on today's show. I mean, it's just out of this world. Before I share with you the secret of who our first hero is going to be, let me tell you later on in the show who's coming on. The top real estate professional in the U.S. and internationally. Can you believe that? Later on, they own a Valley Investment Club. In fact, it's valleyinvestmentclub.com. Zach Ullman and Keith Cardinal, and wait till you see the things of what they're doing. And we're going to be ending the show with Chris Gronk. That's right, the former National Football League for the Dallas Cowboys, Denver Broncos. And he is the inventor that was recently on Shark Tank for Ice Shaker Cup from Gronk Nation Brothers. But let's get started because I'm so excited. You're going to be up all night when you hear our next person of who our hero is going to be. She was the sultry and smart hostess of the late night movie show USA Up All Night. That lasted until 1999 and made her nationally famous. And that's Rhonda Shear, who could be reached at Rhondashear.com. That's RHONDASHEAR.com. Now, Rhonda, you watched so many movies with all of us in the 90s. What is maybe one thing that during that time that really surprised you most?
All Night with Me in the 90s.
Up All Night. That's right. Did I say that?
All Night. That's it. You said it.
Got it.
You said it. And it was awesome. And I certainly never dreamed that going from being a stand-up comic and hosting B films on USA Network would lead to being the seller and the designer of the number one selling bra of all time.
I mean, that's huge. And not only that, too, now you're an author, right, of Up All Night, from Hollywood Bombshell to Lingerie Mogul, Life Lessons from an Accidental Feminist. Tell us about that.
Well, it's the perfect book for entrepreneurs or inventors or anyone who is wanting to know how you get into business, the business world. And so my life took me through many avenues, starting as a Miss Louisiana, and then moving to becoming a very young politician in New Orleans, and then moving out to Los Angeles and breaking down doors as a stand-up comic because there wasn't too many females doing it back when I started, and then eventually doing tons of episodic and talk shows, and then finally getting Up All Night or Up All Night. And I broke down a lot of doors in terms of breaking stereotypes as a stand-up and even as a comedian. And then I found a love at 45, reunited with my junior high school sweetheart. We started the business of Rhonda Shear Intimates Apparel, and I designed the bra, which became the number one selling Ernst & Young award-winning bra of all time, sold 35 million in 34 countries. So it just shows the book has all these life lessons learned along the way, that even though I had this image of this sexy person, that obviously there was something going on upstairs, that I was able to take God-given, I don't know if they were assets or they maybe things that worked against me, and use them to work for me. And so anybody can make it in life or in business or even find love after 45. So it's very inspirational. It's very funny, and I'm very proud of this book, and it's getting great reviews.
Where do your ideas come from, and what inspires you? I mean, it's truly amazing, and you've had such an incredible career and continue to.
Thank you. I guess my brain never shuts down, and I like to kid and say I was born in New Orleans, and it must be the spicy gumbo and the food. I'm just a very, very driven person, and if you tell me no, then that will make me want to go after it more. I was told I couldn't do stand-up comedy because I was a woman and I was sexy. I was like, that's not true, and I like to break down barriers. And even when I started my intimate apparel company, everybody said, well, how can you start? There's all these big, big companies. How can you start out of nowhere? And then we became the number one, and still are, vendor on HSN or Home Shopping Network in the intimate apparel loungewear world. So you can do anything you want if you stay focused and put a stake in it, believe in yourself, and just move forward.
And I think what people need to understand is it's something that just didn't happen overnight. In fact,
Oh, no.
you and your on the lingerie company. What about this famous van? Tell me about the van. Your husband's van? Was there something to do with your?
Oh my gosh, he was my first kiss at 15, and reached out to me after I was living in Los Angeles. He was in Louisiana, a very successful businessman, and he reached out to me, and I had not married, and on classmates.com, and I was just curious to see what the first guy I ever kissed looked like after 25 years, and that led into seeing him 3 months later after that first phone call. And 11 days later, we eloped. So kind of crazy. But then we were like at this place in our lives where I had never had children. I'd never been married. He had 2 kids. And we all of a sudden we said, well, we want to work together. You're living on one side of the country. I'm on the other. And he started this business for me because it was something I'd always wanted to do, was to create and design a line of intimate apparel that was comfortable for all shapes and sizes and all women.
I love it. Absolutely incredible. And you're listening to Eliances Heroes with me, David Kogan. Be a hero. Go to the only place where entrepreneurs align. Be part of the community, Eliances.com. That's ELIANCES.com, and we're talking with the famous Rhonda Shear, who could be reached at RhondaShear.com. That's RHONDASHEAR.com. In fact, Rhonda, you had made many guest appearances on hundreds of television shows, from Happy Days. By the way, we had Potsy and Ralph Melf on our show, Married with Children. I mean, what was it like, too, to be so involved in within TV and on guest, really, on so many different TV shows?
Well, I moved out to L.A., didn't know anyone at the time, and I had my sights set on starring in a sitcom. That's what I wanted. I loved comedy, and it was great. And I went after it and did it all on my own. No previous connections. And so the Hollywood years, as I tell all young entrepreneurs, use every part of your life, even if jobs you don't like when you're young, you will take all of that with you, all that experience, and it will all come back. And and those contacts you make along the way are so important. Never burn a bridge. Always keep those contacts in your, as I use the word, mental Rolodex. I know it's all on computer now, but I keep in touch with everyone throughout my life, as many people as I can, and they've helped along the way.
Well, Rhonda, I mean, actress, comedian, author, entrepreneur. What kind of lessons, secrets would you share with young girls, though, about growing up and being as successful as you have? And again, not only just within one area, but multiple.
Stay focused. Stay focused, and when things aren't going right and you have to take 2 steps backward for whatever reason, it's okay. Then you move 2 steps forward. Just you stick with it and believe in yourself, and never give up. And if you have a product, you have to get it out there. Don't be afraid of someone copying it, because that's part of it. It may get copied, but if you're the first one to get it to market, and I don't care if that means selling it at a flea market or a fair in your area, go do it. Get it out there. That's how all the greats like Joy Mangano and Anthony Sullivan, all these people who started selling out the back of their car, they made it. So you just be the first one to get it out there and believe in yourself.
All right, I'm going to share a little secret to our listeners, too. If you go to RhondaShear.com and you order her book, not only will you get her book, but you're also going to get her autograph on the book. So, Again, go to RhondaShear.com. Well, Rhonda, anything that you've put your mind to, you've accomplished. You've built empires and you give back. Rhonda Shear, again, going to RhondaShear.com. This is David Kogan with Eliances, and when we return, the top real estate professional in the U.S. and internationally. Is that possible? He's going to tell us how.